Join me as I take on the challenge of reading the Lighthouse Keeper's Log at night and find out what happens. Have you ever heard of the Lighthouse Keeper's Log? It's a captivating story that intertwines suspense and the supernatural, creating curiosity among readers. Today, I'm going to take on the challenge of reading it at night, and I want you to join me on this thrilling adventure. We've all been there, lying in bed, eyes wide open, too scared to move, because we've made the mistake of reading a horror story at night. It's a trap we've all fallen into, and yet, we can't help but wonder what happens when we read something spine-tingling in the dead of night. Am I the only one who's ever been too afraid to turn off the lights after reading a scary story? I don't think so. I'm sure many of you have experienced that same fear, that same rush of adrenaline that comes with reading something terrifying when you're all alone. There's something about being isolated that makes horror stories even more frightening. Maybe it's the darkness, maybe it's the silence, or maybe it's just the feeling of being completely and utterly alone. Whatever it is, it's a powerful combination that can make even the bravest of us tremble with fear. And yet, there's something about it that draws us in, something that makes us want to keep reading, even when we know we shouldn't. But what is it about reading horror stories at night that's so terrifying? Is it the fear of the unknown, the fear of being vulnerable, or is it something deeper? I think it's a combination of all these factors, but also something more primal, something that speaks to our deepest fears. When we're alone at night, our imaginations can run wild, and that's when the real terror begins. When I decided to read the Lighthouse Keeper's Log at night, I knew I was in for a treat. This story is infamous for its eerie elements, its slow-burning tension, and its ability to get under your skin. As I delved deeper into the log, I couldn't help but feel a creeping sense of dread. The ambience of nighttime reading only added to the experience, making me feel like I was right there with the lighthouse keeper, fighting for survival against the forces of darkness. One of the themes that stood out to me was the sense of isolation. The lighthouse keeper is alone, miles from civilization, with only his log to keep him company. It's a feeling that's both terrifying and relatable, and it's something that I think we can all identify with. We've all felt alone at some point in our lives, and that's what makes this story so chilling. As I read on, I couldn't help but wonder what was lurking in the shadows, waiting to pounce. The log is full of eerie descriptions, from the creaking doors to the unexplained noises, and it's this sense of uncertainty that keeps you on the edge of your seat. I found myself questioning what was real and what was just the keeper's imagination, and that's what makes this story so masterfully crafted. One key moment that stood out to me was when the keeper discovers a mysterious figure lurking in the shadows. It's a moment that's both terrifying and exhilarating, and it's something that will stay with you long after you finish reading. I won't give away any more, but let's just say that it's a moment that will have you sleeping with the lights on. As I finished reading the Lighthouse Keeper's Log, I couldn't help but feel a sense of unease. It's a story that lingers long after you finish reading, haunting your dreams and invading your thoughts. But it's also a story that's deeply thought-provoking, one that makes you question the nature of fear and the supernatural. So, what happens when you read the Lighthouse Keeper's Log at night? It's an experience unlike any other, one that will leave you shaken, stirred, and begging for more. It's a journey into the heart of darkness, and one that will stay with you for a long time to come. Thanks for joining me on this journey into the world of the Lighthouse Keeper's Log. If you've had any experiences with nighttime reading, please share them in the comments below. And if you're looking for more thrilling content, be sure to check out another video on my channel. Until next time, stay spooky.